I have with me the director of Kantan no Yume, Kyohei, and Tim,
Right.
our friend who's going to be making sure that our conversation, goes smoothly. Kyohei actually is based out of Japan. And Kyohei, we saw your pitch video and I thought you did a great job. I loved how expressive you were. I loved how you shared with us just about the production company that you're working with in Uganda. I was like, this is incredible. Tim,
Right.
do you have anything to do with, the production company?
Kind of, and yes, in short, yes. But
How are you connected with each other?
well, I'll tell you. But I think, like you said, to make things go smoothly, just a quick correction.
Yes.
Actually, Kyohei is not the guy in the pitch video. That's Takao.
Oh, that's Takao. Who's
That's
Takao?
Takao is
Who's
the director. Is a movie.
Takao was the director. Oh,
Right.
got it. Okay.
Right. So Kyohei is actually in production.
Kyohei's in production. Okay.
Right.
So Kyohei, you are the producer for Kantan no Yume.
Yes.
Yeah,
Different aspects. Yes.
The director, the guy who did the pitch video, was also an actor. He was the actor in the film, right?
The main actor, exactly. Yes.
Okay. I was going to say, I mean, people look different, I look very different without makeup on. So I was maybe it's the same person.
Maybe no makeup today.
But Kyohei, how did you get connected with the director and how did you, decide to be a part of this project?
Okay. Mr. Director, Mr. Takaya is my friend, our friend, and I worked with him out of drama and film.
Yep.
Movie.
Yep.
So my this is Kantanime is we had two goals in mind when making the film Kantanime. The first was to win an award at the International Film Festival, and second was to screen the film in movie theater in Japan. So my role, especially my role is strategizing and implementing the project to win awards at International Film Festival.
Yeah.
This is my main role.
Oh, that's great. So when you guys submitted to the Silicon Valley International Film Festival, the thing that we're known for is connecting people who work in tech, like potential investors with filmmakers, because never before do you really have filmmakers and tech professionals being able to meet with each other. But I feel like there's a lot of, synergy that can happen. There's a lot of people who work in tech maybe that are interested in film, but they never went that route before. And so with you, did you always know that you wanted to do film? Did you always know that you wanted to go into theater? Like, what did you want to do when you got older, when you were a child?
Right. I think so. Maybe just to rephrase the question, right? I think that what Christine is asking is, has this been your dream since you're a little boy or something? Did you always want to be a filmmaker, a film producer? Was that your goal, or was this an accidental thing, or just
something
life
you discovered later on?
So, but maybe I don't know. I should say something. I think just
yeah, sure.
On the side there, Kyohei has background in tech as well. So
he does. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he can code and
engineer.
Exactly. So he's a systems engineer as well. So basically, I think what he told me when he first heard about the Silicon Valley thing, that tech connection and the movie world connection, that was something that was, after they set out the goal with Kantan no Yume, as he said, to win awards, to be screened in Japan.
Movie theater.
Movie theaters, right? And then plus now the tech connection in the Silicon Valley, that I think kind of fits in right. Maybe that question that you were asking was probably more for Takao, the director.
Yes.
Yeah,
or
because-
even himself as well, because he's
Yeah.
a part of, he came on board as like a
ま
producer.
あ
So
分かった質問の意味。ずっとその夢だった映画。だから完全に映画の人と問われてるけど、どうでしょう昔からその映画を作りたかったか。
僕が
そうね。だから今さっき説明したのが、もしかしてそれは高尾の質問じゃないか。だけど、クリスティーナはあなたもどうでしょ
いやそれでいくと、
う、
僕は違うけど、まあ、彼は、ちょっと訳してね。彼は、まあ、その、
I'll translate his ですね。
yeah, this is so cool. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I love this.
You learn Japanese in the process.
Amazing.
Okay.
なんていうの、まあ、彼はもともとその映画が最初から夢というわけじゃなかったけれども、まあ、今その伝統芸能をやってて、まあ、その延長線上で、まあ、彼はもともとそれを広めたい、文化を継承して広めたい、その延長線上でこう映画っていうのがあって、それを見つけましたと。で、今はそれを、まあ、世界に向かって発信していこうと。
なるほど。じ
ゃあ、いうこと気づいて、
そう
気づいて、それを向かっている。
だから彼も最初の映画なんで、恭平も最初の映画なので、二人ともその挑戦をしているのが初めてですよね。
だから、like a startup.
Movie startup.
Movie startup.
Yeah, so that's the short answer to your question. It's for both the producer, Kyohei, and Takao. It's like kind of a startup thing, you know, it's like the way you'd go into tech and say, we've got a new app coming out, but already Takao was not thinking about movies that much, more like just to kind of sustain what he got from his master, you know, that art that he learned, the traditional art, and he wanted to kind of maybe perpetuate that, pass it on to other people. That was the thing originally. Then the movie idea came about.
Like this is a way to, you know, share this art, you know, this technique.
Yes.
Doing it through film.
Through film, rather than just taking it onto drama stages in little places. But, you know, it has more reach if it's a film, and, you know, it's grown. And as we went along, I was there at some point, then started thinking about different festivals. So
yeah,
hence the submission to places like Silicon Valley, etc.
That's amazing. So when we do the speed networking, Tim, are you going to be coming along with Kyohei during speed networking when he is going to be meeting other tech professionals?
We talked about that, but then, you know, our schedules were not quite in sync. But Kyohei, are you doing the speed thing? Because I don't remember actually signing up for that. Kyohei, speed networking, are you doing that? He didn't sign up for it.
Oh, I mean, he can sign up for it if he's interested.
いつだったっけ？僕はあんまり会わなかったんですよね。
そう。
Yeah, when is
Tim, because
it was a schedule thing, because 今クリスティナが聞いてるのはね、そのスピードのやつを with other tech people ね、to meet other tech people, can I be there? But I think when we looked at the dates originally, our schedules were not in sync. So we thought if Kyohei is going to be alone, then maybe not. That was the option.
I see.
Yeah.
My poor English. Sorry.
It's good English, but it. Yeah.
I see. So, okay, got it. Because the thing is, like, I do know that there are some tech professionals that live in Japan, you know, and so I'm wondering if, you know, let me do some work and let me see if I can find some people, because if they can speak Japanese, then they could just connect with each other in Japanese, right?
Okay, so you already have some people in Japan, like tech.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I feel like I'm very resourceful and very connected. So I feel like I might be able to find maybe some Japanese people. So if I do, what time, I'm curious, works for Kyohei?
It's as we speak now, it's 1:20 a.m.
Oh my gosh, it's 1:20 a.m. Okay. So
yeah, we're on totally the opposite side of the world. So
14 hours.
So okay. So you know what? The best time that probably works, there's a session next Friday.
Next Friday, what's the date?
Next Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Eastern
Your time.
time.
Your time.
So that'll be like 11 o'clock, maybe 10 or 11 o'clock, right? Your time in Japan?
Next Friday.
Next Friday. So that would be Friday night in Japan time, right?
You're talking about next Friday as in the day after tomorrow kind of thing?
Yes, next Friday. No, next Friday as in
The 9th?
when the festival starts, the December 9th.
Okay. どうでしょうなんか。
いや、これは、ちょっと時間が日本時間で何時かわかんないけど、
11時
あれでしょ
11 p.m. ね。
11 p.m.
PM, right? So Eastern time, it's what, 10 a.m.?
Eastern time, it's 8 a.m.
8 a.m. Okay. 8 a.m. will make it what? 3 hours ago. That's 12.
So 11.
Yeah.
It'll be 11.
Okay. 11.
From like 11 to 12.
Yeah. 11
I don't know what time everybody goes to sleep out there. But
no, we're good. We just wanted to let you know what time it was. But I think in Japan, we don't go to bed too early.
oh, you don't? Okay. So I actually have a question.
Yeah.
Tim, how did you learn Japanese? I just think this is incredible. Like, how did you learn Japanese and how did you get connected to Kyohei? And, like I saw the pitch video that Kyohei is, the director of Kantan no Yume, he said, he mentioned in his pitch video that he wanted to, like there were a lot of cultural similarities between Uganda and Japan. Like, fill me in on all that, because I think that stuff is so interesting.
Okay. いいですか?
Of course, okay.
So basically, we got together, like Kyohei and Takao, on a personal basis. They've known each other for a while, and this movie thing just kind of naturally built up. So, but when they got to that stage, of course, because of the challenges with English and not knowing too much about how events are outside, so I came in as a sort of a consultant on that aspect to help with presentations, translations, etc. So that's how but we know each other already. I live in Japan, just for your information. So I need to speak Japanese. So
how did you end up going to Japan? Like, why did you go to Japan?
That's a story for another day. I think we'll take a whole other Zoom meeting for that.
This is incredible. So was it film related of why you went out to Japan?
No. This basically business, just business consulting of different kinds. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then you two got connected just because in the business world, like more of like the business development role with the film. So
for your information, Kyohei has been to Uganda.
You have been to Uganda. So Kyohei, what did you think of Uganda when you went out to Uganda? Was it what you expected?
So I want to work. I want to make the system in Uganda for in Africa. Then I told him to I want to go to Uganda and I want to make something in Uganda. So
he was actually developing an app, if I remember correctly. An app.
Before.
Yeah.
What was the app?
This is for agriculture.
Agriculture.
Yeah.
This is great. So Kyohei, you're very much on the business side of things versus like the creative, like none of like the producing, none of the directing. You're more of like just how am I going to make money on these different processes? So you're more of like a businessman, in terms of like, like the films and creating businesses.
Yes.
So I guess my question is, what business opportunities do you see with films in Uganda and in Japan? What are those opportunities that you're seeing?
それはどういうビジネスを考えてるかって言ってるんだよね。Yes, okay, I got it. I think it is. I think that like in the future, I think we have to get money at the platform, delivery platform. It's very important.
Yep.
So I think it is difficult to make money in Netflix. So,
Yep.
we notice we have a chance in Africa because in Africa there are a few, maybe no Japanese traditional performing arts film in Africa. So I think no competition. So I think and I think it is not easy to join and go to in African market, but we have the connection in Uganda team and Sabanam Productions.
Yeah.
She has the connection with derivative platform like Netflix in Africa. So we have chance. So I think it's better to
venture.
So he sees, so if I'm hearing him correctly, he's saying that there's this big market in Uganda that nobody's, like reached so far. And so he's saying that he has a connection with somebody who does Netflix in Uganda. Like he knows somebody who maybe puts together content. So what Kyohei is planning on doing is making these films, right? And he's planning on, distributing them through Netflix in Uganda.
Not quite Netflix, like Netflix, because Netflix, the platforms, derivative platforms like Netflix and Uganda and Africa, right?
Yeah.
Not only Uganda, because we have 54 countries there, so it's a big market. I think also maybe what Christina asked Kyohei, that was the Africa side, right? What about Japan? Do you have any? Was that the question, Christina?
Yeah.
About Japan. What do you see for Japan? Yeah.
Okay, so 訳してもらっていい日本で作品を作ってやっても、なかなか難しいと。それよりかは、例えばその国際映画祭もそうだし、そういうのでやってから逆輸入する方が、もし日本で今自分たちのポジション、そんな有名でもなく、そんなキャッシュもそんなない状態でいった場合は、そっちからまずうまくできたら、日本は逆にやりやすいだろうと。なので、そういう戦略。
なるほど。だから先にいろんなところに、
そっちの方が可能性あるんじゃないかな。
Okay. So as far as Japan is concerned, it's harder to break into the market because it's more developed,
Yes.
And so usually he's thinking about, like it would be easier to make a breakthrough abroad and then come back as a success story, because we do have examples of such movies that did well outside, and then because of that come back in and are they have a spotlight on them. So that's why actually we're actually talking to you today.
I see. Okay. So now that he made this film, his goal is to try to distribute it out, to lots of other different markets, and then he's going to continue making films, right? And he wants them to be a success outside of Japan so that he can bring back to Japan. So once his films have, gained a lot of attention, what are his plans for when he comes back to Japan?
そうすると、海外では、じゃあ、頑張ってアフリカ、ユガンダ、もう成功した、ある程度シリコンでもいろいろして、知られてるようになった。そしてその逆戻りとして、逆輸入ということで、日本に帰ってきたらどういうビジョンですか、それで。映画的には。
映画的には。
映画作ったし、
OK。それでいくと、その映画というか、もともと、その高尾くんというか、自分たちの、私たちでいくと、基本的にはその、今やってる伝統芸能っていうのを、舞台なり映画で表現したいっていったところで、映画を作ってると、その中の一つとして。で、逆にうまくいったときには、最終的にはその文化を、日本の中でもそんなにこう歌舞伎のような感じで浸透されてないから、それをもっと浸透させて、彼の高尾くんの目標は、師匠、澤先生を人間国宝にするっていう目標があるから、それを映画っていうそのコンテンツを使って表現をしたい。
なるほど。そしたら、そこは、それ、なんだ、その、伝統の映画だけに限られてるんですか？それか、また、多分、ちょっと知りたいのは、どれぐらい幅広く考えてるか。それだけか、とはなんだ、なんか他はあるかな。
そうだね。それでいくと、
Just asking a follow-up question on what we
今のところは、そのキーコンテンツがないと、メインはそこだと思ってて、今現時点ではそれかな。だけど、こうやっていく中でピボットすることも当然考えられる。そんなうまくいったときに、じゃあ伝統芸能以外に他に道があったときに、今後選ぶことは、ピボットはすると思うけど、今のところは、
Okay. So basically, having succeeded, I'm going to just, it was a long talk based on just once back in Japan, having succeeded outside. One of the goals of the director, Takao, is to have the traditional arts gain more prominence because this particular style is not as popular or well known as kabuki. I don't know if you've ever heard of kabuki, but
yes, we have.
Right. So it's not as well known, and that's one of the goals, like to kind of bring it up and enhance its prominence by saying, look at how Ugandans love this. Look at how Americans love this. Now, it's our traditional thing, and people usually take pride in that. So that's one goal. The director's personal goal is to have his master receive some kind of national recognition for that, from the government or the emperor or something like that, So that's Japan. So that's quite a clear goal. But as Kyohei is saying, once that has been done, once, the first target is to get that traditional arts up there where it belongs, then all kinds of possibilities will open up, and then we'll see. So he says.
With all this money that has been.
I see. Okay, so really, it's to really bring attention to this craft, this artwork that is shown in the movie. So that's really the main goal of why you set out to make this film.
Correct.
I see. So for the next project, are the next films that you all are planning to make, are they going to be around the same art form?
I can answer that, not necessarily so. 今というのが、今よく分かったのはね、その芸能のことをメインにしてるんですけど、この映画に関してはね。というのは、これからすべてのプロジェクト、その次のピッチやってることもユガンダと、全部それ、伝統芸能ということばかりになるんですか？
例えば、次の映画に関しては、そのファクターは必ず入れると思っています。ファクターは入れるけど、例えばじゃあメインがその伝統芸能のその話っていうわけでもなく、ただそこはウガンダとアフリカのそのシミラリティーズがあるし、あとできたら日本のなんていうの、独特なあるじゃん、なんか情緒っていうかトラさんみたいなああいうその内容っていうのはそばなんか話しながら。そこはちょっとあれするけど、そういうのは入れていきたいと思ってるけど、ただ次のやつにはファクターには入れるけど、全体として、じゃあ、っていうかどうかは全然関係ない。
Okay. So again, my answers are short. I think you kind of get the drift. So for the next project, we'd like to put in a factor of that. For the next project, the one say working with Uganda, for example, highlighting the similarities, but bringing in a little element of that, as a factor. But it doesn't mean that all the productions thereafter will be like that, It doesn't necessarily have to be that,
It's just the first, so that people in Uganda get to know We'll make
yeah, something interesting because personally, what I know, like if you go to Africa, when Kyohei was in Uganda, he had to tell people over and over again that he's not Chinese because they'll be like, ha, kung fu, it's like, so, like bringing something interesting. Sumo is popular, like,
yeah.
when people
And
see
now the
sumo,
sword fighting. So now they're
sword-
going to be like, oh, like
what's
Japanese
this?
people
We've
like
seen
sword fighting.
exactly martial arts, sword fighting, sumo, all those kind of things that we associate with the East. If they can come closer, then it's something. So like he's saying, put in a factor when it's necessary to boost it, but it's not the only thing, I think.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
well, Kyohei, it was so wonderful, having time with you and getting to know you and learning more about your background and what your goals are for this film. I'm going to reach out to some people that I know in Japan, and I'll see if they're available maybe for the earlier speed networking session on Friday at 8. So if I can get some people in Japan, then I'll email you directly and I'll let you know. And then we'll throw you into the session because again, the whole point of this festival is to meet people who work in tech, right?
So just a question, maybe 今ね、日本の人たちとちょっと声かけて、つなげれるならつなげますね。そしたらその時は僕はいなくてもいい。それが日本語だけしかあれしないということで、what about English speakers, non-Japanese, like in the tech world? I mean, if Kyohei could have, say, that English support, what do you think?
Well, the thing is, the way that our speed networking is set up is the filmmakers get to choose which room to go into. So, I mean, if he wants to get to know other people that speak English, he can go into the room. But if he doesn't want to, then he doesn't need to.
I see. Okay. わかりました？それ。
ちょっとわからんかった。
今ちょっと聞いてたのは、
チョイスするんですよ。
チョイス、なんかこの部屋に入りたいということだったらそこに入る。
ああ、なるほど。
だから英語を喋る人だけだと、挑戦してみようということも可能。だから、
俺が
そのスピードのネットワーキングの時ね。
なるほど。
だから今度は、クリスティーナは日本語を喋れる、日本にいる人をまず中心に探してくれるということで。
そしたら参加しようかな、せっかくだから。
そうね。
ただ時間がまだ俺分かってないんだけど、その来週の金曜日の
8時。
日本時間で。
いや、イースタンタイムね。そしたら、日本の8時だと、こっちは10時半、11時。
木曜日の、
いや、
8時ぐらい。
違います。金曜日の夜。だから日付として9日の夜11時。
日本時間で
日本時間
で。11時は何夜。
そしたらもう完全できるね。Okay, so, yeah, Friday, maybe just stay in touch and then see. Yeah.
Yes, Kyohei, I'm going to email you, okay? I'll stay in touch with you.
Thank you.
Well, everybody, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Tim, are you going to come to the festival next week too?
I'll try and see where I can fit in. If
I'll
possible,
get you a VIP pass. I'll get you a VIP pass. Come check it out.
I love VIP. Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, take care.